Hello guys, welcome to Caitlin's Crypt. My name's Caitlin and today I'm going to be telling you the story of three of my spirit dolls. They are Archer, Tina and Tatiana. They are all available for adoption on eBay and Etsy at Bella Haunted Dolls. But let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first spirit I want to tell you about is Archer here. His vessel is 16 inches tall and he has a porcelain face and hands. I believe he does have porcelain feet under these shoes as well, which are really cute. And talking about cute shoes, he's got really cute ice skates here. I'll give you a bit of a close-up there. I'm not sure if they actually fit on his feet. I've actually never tried taking them off. I also absolutely love his little Christmas hat, which does come off. And it's got fur around it, and he's also got a fur-lined coat on. His vessel is in absolutely immaculate condition. So going on to a little bit about Archer's story, he's a really sweet spirit and he is positive. He can take a while to trust you, but once he does, he communicates absolutely brilliantly. Some things I like to do to get a spirit to trust me is I always tell them about myself when I first meet them. I cleanse them and I also protect them with stones and sage. I light candles with them and I also do incense sticks. I also protect them with the light ceremony and myself, and I also like to give them offerings. Now Archer here absolutely loves trains, so one of the first things I did was buy him a little train and he absolutely loved it. Obviously this was once I found out that he did like trains by communicating with him. Archer is the spirit of a 6-year-old boy. He was born on Christmas Day and he tells me that he lived with his mum, dad and 2 brothers. Archer had a disability. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it meant that he did have to use a wheelchair. But despite all his difficulties in life, he is still really positive, and he's given me no indications that he wants to move on yet. Archer's parents are really supportive with his love of trains. Any opportunity they used to have, they would take him on the trains on trips to the beach and places like that, and they'd also take him to train stations to look at trains. He really wanted to be a train driver when he grew up, but unfortunately he never got to that stage, which I think is really sad. Archer tells me that he did go to school, but it wasn't very often due to his disability. He was in and out of hospital a lot, so he had a lot of time off. He had one best friend called Tess, who would always play with him and include him in all her games. But unfortunately, other children didn't understand why he couldn't join in with theirs, and they were really reluctant to change any of the rules for him. Archer had a lot of operations in his short life. This is sadly how he passed away. He tells me that he remembers being put to sleep, but unfortunately he never woke up. It really saddens him that his family were upset about this, but he tells me that he's happy because he's no longer in pain. Archer is such a pleasure to have around the house. He always makes me feel happy and he's brilliant to communicate with. I got most of his information by using the pendulum, spirit board, dowsing rods and the EMF reader. My mum, who's a medium, also did sessions with him, but they were all also confirmed by doing communication sessions with other methods. He loves setting off his cat balls and I often find him sitting there with it going off. I got Archer about 6 months ago from a lady in London. She also collects haunted dolls and she got him online. Not much was known about him, but once she found out that he was a small boy, she got really worried because she's got a lot of negative haunted dolls and she was really worried that he was going to get scared or hurt, and she really just didn't want him to go away. So what she did is she got in contact with me and I decided to get him off her and work with him a little bit more, find out about him and find him a forever home. So let me know your thoughts about Archer in the comments down below, and I'm now going to move on to the next spirit doll, which is Tina. So this is Tina. Her vessel's around 8 inches tall. She can sit, but it's quite hard and she's not as flexible as the other spirits. I absolutely love her Christmassy outfit and the fur around it. She's the spirit of a 4-year-old girl and her birthday was the 18th of December 1999, and she's a positive spirit. Even though she's got a really small vessel, she has a big personality and she likes to show herself. Tina absolutely loves Christmas. It must have been so exciting for her around that time of year because her birthday is just a few days before Christmas. It's really sad though that her mum and dad only got to spend 4 birthdays and Christmases with her. She also really likes my cats. She often says their name on the spirit box and they also seem to like being around her vessel and they stare at it quite often. She also loves to be around people and other spirits. Only positive ones though, because the negative ones can tend to scare her. But what I've done is I've made sure all of my negative spirits stay away from her and she has other positive spirits protecting her. Tina sadly passed away from a type of cot death. This is one of the first things my mum actually got from her, but we have confirmed it on multiple different occasions and through different communication methods. It's so important to do this and ask on different days, in different sessions and with different ways of communicating. Tina also likes to knock over her vessel. This really worries me because I don't want her vessel to break. I do have other empty ones that she could go into, but I do get really worried about it. She also loves to set off the EMF reader and the cat balls, and she's quite active on these. I got Tina about a year ago off a lady who brought her and was absolutely convinced that she was haunted. After hearing all her reasons and speaking with my mum, I did decide to buy her off her, and she was absolutely right. She is haunted and she is now at the stage where she is ready to find a forever home. So the next spirit doll I'd like to tell you about is Tatiana. She's a negative spirit and she's about 16 inches tall, just like Archer, and she can also sit or stand. I do like to have my dolls sitting on the shelf. I really love her outfit and I just think she is absolutely gorgeous and very Christmassy. Tatiana is a spirit of a 36-year-old lady. Like I say, she is negative. She lived in Russia till she was 30 years old and then she moved to the UK. This was to get away from an abusive relationship. She tells me she made the decision overnight and she literally grabbed her essentials, grabbed her 2 children and ran for it. She tells me she came to the UK with absolutely no regrets and she knew that she had to keep herself and her children safe. Tatiana has told me that when she came over to the UK, she actually struggled to get a job. So she became a lady of the night, and this is where she started to get a bit bitter because she absolutely hated her life and all she wanted to do was keep her children safe. She also hated her family because she told them about the abuse before she moved from Russia and they offered her no help and didn't believe her. Tatiana's birthday is the 4th of November 1961. She sadly passed away when a client of hers attacked and robbed her. She tells me she was begging for her life and she just wanted to look after her children, but he did not care and he carried on with the attack. She's really bitter about this and hates talking about it in communication. This is where she often makes me feel sick. She just wanted to have a good life and look after her kids, and she feels like she really failed at this because she got attacked and killed. I can really feel Tatiana's bitterness. She often makes me feel really sick and negative. When I communicate with her, I always find it's at the start of the session when this is the strongest, as she is a really strong spirit. She can show you her emotions and show you exactly how she feels. I always ask her to stop making me feel like this and stop putting her emotions into me, and I do find that it does help. Also, what helps is not talking to her about anything negative and about her life. Talking about other things is absolutely fine and she really seems to enjoy this. I got Tatiana online off a lady who bought her as a collector's doll. She soon realised though that she was giving her migraines, making her feel sick and also moving her vessel slightly. We've also noticed that she's moved her vessel slightly. This is normally overnight when we've left her in a certain position and we come back in the morning and it's been moved. She also sets off all the communication devices like the EMF reader and the cat balls. She's really good at communicating with the spirit box, the dowsing rods and the pendulum, but I do think the dowsing rods are her favourite. She's now ready to find her forever home, and I feel like she would suit an experienced investigator who just wants a little bit of a challenge. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video and want to see more, do leave a like so that I know, and let me know your thoughts on the dolls down below in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.